Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Let's go. Let's get into it. Man, do we have a stacked show. So much stuff. So much room for activities on this show today. A lot of things in here. So we'll have Lumineers tickets at Soldier Field coming up at 7:10. That's for Clash with Kenzie. Yeah. So just make sure we do it at 7:30 is the competition, but we get you on the phones at 7:10. That is a huge prize in that 5-day fiesta of shows at Soldier Field in August. We also, in just a few minutes here, we're going to have a chance to go see Pearl Jam in Nashville. How about that? All morning long, we'll give you a chance, but we'll start off at about 6:15 here with the first keyword of the day to get you in on that. Then we have head-to-head lines at 8:20. We've compiled the funniest headlines of the week, as we always do, by Wednesday, and we narrow it down to 2, and then you decide the content, which story is the funniest. We make it very easy for you. Put 2 on the platter, you vote 1 or 2. Boom. That's it.
But it's not always easy because they're so funny, you see.
Well, that's the rub in the competition, that we never talk about the other story again.
Son of a bitch.
I know. That's right. Exactly.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
Very early for that.
We've never played that before this early, to be honest.
Felt good, didn't it?
I gotta feel. I gotta say something, and I feel like me, son of a bitch, in this one.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
That I caved in yesterday. It's a sad day that I caved in and ran out to Costco and bought a space heater. Because as a Midwestern,
I mean, how dare you?
Right.
Keep your family from dying, freezing to death in the middle of the night. Son of a bitch.
Listen, as a Midwestern, okay, fine, one more time.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
As Midwestern folk, I would think, and people. No, somebody said in South Holland. Mike just checked that. South Holland. Why are you so down on yourself for buying a space heater? South Holland known for having the most space heaters per capita in the country.
It says it on their water tower. They've got one of those there.
But as a Midwestern folk that I am, and we're now a Midwestern family transporting my wife from Philadelphia to here, we handle cold winters. We handle our business. If the furnace can't keep up with it and it's 64 degrees in the house, you just deal with that for a few days. You be cold. You wear gloves in the house. You open the oven to heat the house. You don't go buy a space heater. But I got home and Megan couldn't type on her desk because her hands were blue. She's working from home there going, no, I'm good, I'm fine. So I ran out to Costco and bought her one of those towers that Kenzie was talking about. Is that what you have, the tower space heater type deals that they're child safe?
They're so awesome. I want one. We got one for the baby's room because he just has an abnormally cold room. And I want one in every room. My husband said no, but I want to crank it. It's so toasty.
They do work really well and they oscillate.
I
They kind of like they go back and forth, and you can put them on 90 degrees, and it puts out about 90 degrees of air in a
Did you
little
get
quadrant.
the safety one that it can't even wobble without turning off?
It's said if it falls over, it will turn off.
It starts on fire?
Yeah.
It'll burn down your house.
Yeah, I didn't want to try it, but it said if it falls over, it'll turn off. So,
Well, you should test it so you know.
what if I burn down the house testing
Well,
it?
you got to take a risk.
Well,
Life is about
I'm
taking
always
risks.
nervous I'm going to knock it down too hard and it breaks. That'd be it would stop, but the whole thing would fall apart into pieces.
Kenzie, does yours have a remote control?
No.
Mine came with a remote control.
Moneybags Rockefeller over here.
That's right. I'm telling you, I didn't ask for it. It was $50 at Costco.
You bought it. What do you mean you didn't ask for it? You purchased it.
I didn't ask for the remote, and I didn't even know it came with one. And I'm just ripped the box open trying to make my wifey warm, and then all of a sudden the remote flies out with batteries. By the way, came with batteries. So I just sat there while she was working on the couch and just kept adjusting it with the remote the whole time, the space heater remote. That was my afternoon.
What's interesting is Brian's supposed to be reading every Friday night, and he won't even read the box when he buys something.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have not bought it if I saw, remote, there must be a cheaper one without the remote. There wasn't. There was just 2 options. There was that big heat dish, they call it, that looks like a satellite dish that's orange. And I was afraid that one was going to burn down the house. I said, that's a house burner. right there.
Well, you just described Jupiter, basically. It seems like it would get very hot very quickly.
It does sound like it would heat up the house nicely when this cold weather here with 5 degrees right now. But I got the tower because Kenzie recommended
Fancy
those.
remote type, yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait until you come home and Harper looks like Beyonce in front of him.
She's in a little bikini. All right, there you go.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. Now, I think it was 3 weeks ago that we did this fact, and Kenzie was actually out that day sick, and she's probably happy she was because I ended up declaring war on Indiana during that fact.
Oh, well, that's one way to put it.
And I don't think she wanted any part of it. Even though she doesn't know she's the Secretary of Defense in this situation.
The amount of messages they got, like, hey, things are getting a little out of hand. I'm like, can I just not feel good one day? What's happening?
Nope, can't happen. Nope. No days off, as we like to say here.
right.
Rise and grind.
Except for Monday when it was President's Day, but that day was off.
Hey, you respect our president,
That's
all
right.
of them,
A big
at
president
one
guy.
time.
So we talked about the fact that Indiana wanted to annex part of Illinois, 33 counties to be exact. Now, we have an update on this fact, and you were here for this 3 weeks ago when we brought this out. And people don't know, but the skirmishes have started.
That's right.
Wars usually start. You don't hear about these little battles going on the border. And it has been ongoing since we declared war on Indiana to trying to steal parts of our state.
It was really fascinating in real time to witness people that, as we talked about the story of Illinois counties wanting to secede to Indiana, how many people were ready to take up arms immediately?
And defend the Quiznos in Valpo.
Among other things. It was jarring how quickly people mobilized.
So listen, we have an update on this in 4 minutes that's going to blow your mind in the fact today with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Today's fact that makes your brain just go is a follow-up to a story we did a few weeks ago about the Indiana House trying to advance a bill that would adopt several Illinois counties on the border that indicated they wanted to secede from the state of Illinois. So these are 33 counties on the border, and I guess the motive of it is the taxes in Illinois are too high. Well, duh, that's a fact. We all know that. But they want to go to Indiana where they're less. Now, here's the fact that makes your brain go boom. This bill moved forward in the Indiana House.
Really?
I mean, so all these little early skirmishes that have happened the last few weeks on the border war that started right here on this radio show.
Border war. Are you the border czar?
Well, let's take it one step at a time. I want to appeal to the people on both sides that I will make this a happy transition. And then, of course, I'll insert myself as the leader of this new middle state, and then I'm going to have my own state.
Oh, there you go. That worked out nice for you.
Well,
You
I'll
sound like a family law lawyer. Like, let's just talk about this transition. How it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's 33 counties that want to go.
Which,
but
by the way, is a lot of counties.
it seems, let's see, how many counties are there in Illinois?
I think there's 100. I think we did this when we declared war. We looked at how many counties there were.
I just want to make sure we're right on that. There's 102 counties in Illinois.
So that's a third of our counties.
Good Lord.
That's a lot of counties.
Imagine you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. And someone says we're taking 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom away. And part of your living area.
That's not good.
Okay, but okay. Actually, the most annoying part of this whole thing is going to be the person. You don't have a conversation with somebody and they just won't share details. So you're just like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Imagine talking to the person, they're like, well, you live in Illinois. And they go, no, I live in Indiana. And they're like, oh, so you moved? No. Oh, so you lived in Indiana the whole time? No. Oh, you just explode. Like, that's all I can imagine is wanting to punch somebody in the face while having a conversation with them.
Like you can't even get to the point
Yeah.
on the whole thing first. You can't even get there. But I mean, listen, this battle's been fought and there's been skirmishes and we get reports sometimes daily about what's going on in the border. And,
That's right.
And it's a little disturbing.
What am I listening to?
Is this the Halo music?
What is this?
What is this?
No, this is Let Tyrants Roar from the Revolutionary War. They used to sing this going into battle.
Was this the top song on your Spotify Wrapped?
Just like, I thought we were at church first. I think that's the wrong button.
So the process to annex these counties into Indiana would have to go through both the Illinois and Indiana state houses and Washington, D.C., redrawing state borders that would ultimately take an act of Congress. But we're doing that pretty easy today.
Oh, yeah.
Changing names and stuff.
Come on now. That's easy.
We on the show changed August to Q101 because of all the concerts in August. And there was no pushback.
No, there was not.
Calendars have been changed right now. Go buy a calendar. Go stop at a gas station. They say Q101 on August now.
And Kenzie, you and I have talked about this where we think this is all a ploy by Big Map because the map industry is screwed. Everybody that has a map, everybody that wants a map has a map at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the map industry funneling tax dollars into their own propaganda so that we all have to buy new maps.
And the map employees being like, this is why you have to keep us on hand. We
Yeah,
never know.
Absolutely.
When
Essential
borders
employees
change.
can't, yeah.
Yeah. You need to prove your worth. It's tough.
And then you get the flag industry. If there's a 51st state that comes of this, now we all got to buy new flags.
Oh, boy.
This is how it starts.
Follow the money. Ask questions.
Bingo.
Well, some of them, I mean, I don't know. We just had a drawing for our new state flag. Like, people got to submit and stuff. But, like, say you did, like, a star per county. Now new flags, too. Think of this. Think of the profit.
It's going to be a stupid amount of money to the people that are already rich. By the way, General Kendrick in Uptown checked in and said he's waiting for orders.
There you go. I love how loyal some of our crew members are. They are ready to fight in war for us.
If you don't
I don't
remember,
know. Why does it bother everybody so much? Like, well, it's where you live now. I don't know.
Kenzie, you have to take a side.
But, like, what? I don't live in any of those counties.
It doesn't matter.
I just don't really care.
It doesn't matter. You have to defend something, Kenzie. Here's the report that was on WGN, actually, that made it sound like the war was escalating by the tone of this report. Listen to this.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker slammed Indiana Wednesday, calling the Hoosier state a low-wage state.
Jeez.
It's a big drop right there, a mic drop in the first couple seconds. He could have just said, I love Indiana, but it's a low-wage state. Instead, he just said it's a low-wage state. Aren't you supposed to compliment somebody before giving some kind of beef on it at the end?
A little sandwich, a little compliment sandwich.
Yeah, here's more of that.
That does not protect workers. The governor's remarks come after Indiana House Speaker Todd Houston announced a plan to adopt 33 Illinois counties that have voted to secede from the land of Lincoln.
Well, it's a stunt. It's not going to happen. But I'll just say that that Indiana is a low-wage state that doesn't protect workers.
Again,
Why does it sound like Alec Baldwin on SNL? This is what it sounds like.
just going with that low wage, he keeps hitting that. I know people in Indiana. Do you feel like you're not making enough? Because we don't make enough. Not just me personally.
Well,
but
also, isn't cost of living in Indiana better? Because, like, even if people in Illinois are making more, it's not like there's more surplus. Like, we can barely get there still.
I know several people that have moved to Indiana, Northwest Indiana, and still work in Chicago because it's cheaper. They get a house over there. The taxes are lower.
Right.
Everything.
So it's like, okay, low wage, but also maybe, like, can afford to live there. So it's nice.
The governor continued of Illinois, I should say.
A state that does not provide health care for people when they're in need. And so I don't think that it's very attractive for anybody in Illinois. Where
Okay.
he sounds scared. He's trying to keep his counties. It's not a good place for Illinoisians.
Well, it's a little. He's so in denial about it. It's a little bit like if the Bears were going to trade Caleb Williams, it'd be like, well, that's not going to happen. There's no way. And then if they did, we'd all be like, oh my God, they did it. He's in that spot where he's like, well, they're not going to do this. There's no way, but it might happen. They might pull counties out from under his feet.
Dan just checked in. I will lead a tank division in the battle and glory for Illinois. That should be our statement. Glory for Illinois is our fight song there. Okay.
Where wages are higher, where the standard of living is higher, and where we do provide health care for people who are in need.
Houston's plan is scheduled to be heard next week at the committee level in the Indiana House.
Okay, so we have to go to Indiana to that. We have to go to that. Can we get in that? The Indiana House? Can we get in there for a meeting?
Who's going to stop us?
I don't know for sure.
I don't think it's like a club where there's a VIP list. I think you could just go to a meeting.
So we can just walk in and go?
I think so. I don't think it's like a Live Nation sales tax.
Well, I mean, isn't the government supposed to be for the people, by the people?
Exactly.
Kenzie, good point.
Hello, I'm here for the meeting that's for the people.
By the people, for the people. Listen, we're going to follow this. We've already learned that, let's see, we have troops in Gary and Cherville awaiting orders, Alejandro and Justice just said. Listen, the armies are ready to go, and there have been some skirmishes, and wars have started. Big, long wars with a lot of deaths have started very, very similar to
It's
this.
tragic.
It is tragic.
War, what is it good for? Is what I've always said.
Nothing. Say it again.
War,
Well, you're
what is
literally trying to start a war.
Well,
The audacity to quote that when you're like, we should get people to fight over this.
I'm conflicted as a leader, but I'm trying to show empathy to both
Why are
sides.
you the leader?
I just made myself the leader.
I'm conflicted as the leader. Self-proclaimed.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll keep you updated on anything that's out there on the border this morning.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, well, coming up here in just about 3 minutes, another huge announcement for Soldier Field. We got 5 shows coming up in August, and another thing has been added to Soldier Field that's going to blow your mind. We'll get there in just a few minutes after we have fuel coming up. And then, of course, we're talking about the Illinois-Indiana border war, where I don't know if it's called the border war, but that's what it is.
Well, that's what it is.
The Indiana House Committee has advanced a bill that would adopt several Illinois counties that indicated they want to secede 33 counties from Illinois. That's a third of the state gone to Indiana, and we're not going to let this happen. Listen, we can't lose anymore. We can't have any more losses. And love the people of Indiana, drive through the state often, but we have to protect our counties and not let them leave, even though they voted they want to leave. All those counties.
What is this music, by the way? Is this a piccolo?
This is a piccolo from the Revolutionary War times, and we have to man up.
It's not getting like battle.
No.
It's giving like fairy.
Renaissance Fair. It's giving Bristol Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, I'm definitely not motivated.
Yeah.
I'm a little hungry.
All right, let me see if I can change that angle here.
This is like, imagine dragons should have been around in the Civil War. They would have been even bigger then. That's great war music.
You know what's amazing? And so I put this on 90 minutes of American Revolutionary War
90
music.
minutes, good Lord.
I went ahead 28 minutes, and you guys didn't even notice. It's still the same thing. Here's 46 minutes in.
God, breathe, Piccolo, breathe.
Yeah.
Here's an hour in. Who's listening to that for an hour on YouTube?
You.
I like it. Let me try to find it. Let me see. Here's a fife and drum music. It might be better. Here, let's see. Is that giving you more better vibes, Kenzie?
No, it sounds like you already won. You know what I mean? It's like a
Music.
parade.
Yeah, that's touchdown dance music.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let's go. Oh, Star Spangled Banner. All right, let's go through some of our responses from you guys on the Illinois-Indiana war going on. The skirmishes have begun. Be safe out there, everybody. Lock your doors at night. And, Case, what do you got on the text line?
Margie checked in from Lyle. You, Brian, appointed yourself as one of the generals of this battle.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a general. I'm the leader of this thing. I appoint generals and send them into battle.
Isn't the general the leader?
No, there's somebody above the general.
What's that called? What's that position?
I'm not sure.
Okay, that's what I thought. Margie said, whoa, 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 I'm not following Brian into battle. He doesn't wash his vegetables. Any army he leads will get dysentery.
Bags.
However, maybe you'd say it would build up tolerance to your toughness and we'll just lose the weak.
It's like letting your kid eat dirt.
Correct.
Yeah, wow, smart. You're really playing chess here.
Sorry you're not part of the battle, but we didn't need you anyway. Kenzie, what do you got?
Aaron texted in and said, I hope it's not Cook County that I'll have to drive even further to get my weed.
Yeah, a big truth. We have some first-time texters checking in from Indiana. 219er, welcome to the party. Thanks for texting in. He says, Indiana has been chosen for a reason for a hostile takeover. You guys buy our hoses and clog up our highways with zero intentions of doing the speed limit or using turn signals. It's Illinoising. Love that.
If you're going the speed limit on the highway, you're annoying.
Well, in Indiana especially, you can really open it up. Once you get
Yeah.
past the region, it's all
That's
wide
what
open.
nature's for.
That's right.
We buy their hoses?
I'm not sure how many. Do I buy a hose from Indiana?
Isn't that what the text said, that we buy their hoses?
I know he does.
Now, I'm from Indiana.
Does he say hose by chance? Like you take our hose?
It could be a text misspelling, yeah.
Because I'm from Indiana, I don't think we're known for being a great exporter of hoses. I could be wrong, though.
I don't know. They got to come from somewhere.
All right, that's right.
More text coming in. Amanda checked in, also from Indiana, saying, you don't want the hillbillies south of Route 30 to get involved. Amen, sister. I feel you on that one, and we'll keep you appraised of the situation of the Illinois-Indiana border war. Sports in a second. A humongous announcement. Something else coming to Soldier Field. 3 minutes away. We'll let you in on it.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.